Okay, welcome everyone to our Intro to Essential Oils class. My name is Tracy Podolsky, and this is our fundraiser, Hope After Cancer. Before we start the class, I just want to do a little housekeeping for those that are on live. You can use the chat box if you'd like to ask any questions, or if you want to make any comments on any experiences that you may have already had with essential oils. Make sure you grab a pen and paper because you will be able to write down some notes for yourself. And this will be recorded, so anyone who has registered for this class, you can automatically look for an email tonight that will give you the recording as well as some other great information. So I am going to share my screen here. Okay. So I want to thank everyone that's joining us live tonight. I know there are some that are going to be patiently waiting for the recording. And those of you who are on the Wyatt page that may have tuned in already, please reach out to me because I will be sending emails after this with some additional information. Okay, you guys can see my screen here. Perfect. Okay, this is great. Technology has allowed us to do this. So I'm going to play a video by Dr. Cherie Prentice, and she's going to be describing how we joined forces with dōTERRA to help empower individuals and how we can just share in all of the health and empowerment that we have learned ourselves.
The culture of dōTERRA really begins through the desire to give, help, liberate, and empower others, and they do so through the dōTERRA Healing Hands Foundation. From the very beginning, dōTERRA's founding executives had the vision of bringing healing and hope to the world through providing global communities with the tools needed to become self-reliant, empowering individuals, and changing lives. Their desire and commitment to establish a pattern of giving carries forward. Tracy Podolsky is a physical therapist, lymphedema therapist, and a dōTERRA wellness advocate who has a passion to empower those who have a history of cancer and lymphedema. In today's world, there are so many natural solutions to support the body, mind, and spirit that go well beyond the weeks and months of a cancer diagnosis. Together with myself, Dr. Cherie Prentice, founder of the Live Today Foundation, Tracy is fundraising through dōTERRA's Match program in order to provide 200 women and men with free compression garments and to provide the necessary education to both clinicians and patients on lymphedema awareness, treatment, and prevention. We thank you for tuning in and actively engaging in the dōTERRA Healing Hands Foundation's generous support of the Live Today Foundation's goal of raising $10,600, which dōTERRA will match dollar per dollar. With your donation of any amount and the purchase of any oils, you can join the Live Today movement and be assured that you are receiving only the highest quality and purest essential oils, only the best to promote health and wellness for you and your loved ones. Thank you so much for your generosity. Okay. The culture of dōTERRA really begins.
Okay. So this is so amazing, and we are so grateful to have Dr. Cherie with us tonight as well. Just joining forces with her and really understanding what dōTERRA's main mission is, not just the essential oils and the quality that we're going to go over tonight, but just the fact that they were asking wellness advocates to, look what is important to them. And I thought immediately, well, there's so many pitfalls in what I do on a normal basis of delivering lymphedema care and prevention, as well as just overall health. So there's just a lot of collaboration that went into this fundraiser. And I'm just so grateful that I can have technology. I can have someone like Dr. Cherie who's aligned with our core values, as well as Leah, who's also on live tonight, so that she can help with the chat. She's also going to help support any of us who are going through this essential oil journey. So what are we going to learn about tonight? Intro to Essential Oils, this class I've taught so many different times, and it's exciting because I think back to when I started with essential oils, which is about 5 years ago. And I really didn't realize the impact they had on overall health. I thought they were just to make the room smell nice. So fast forward 5 years, they impact my life every single day, especially today, which we'll talk about later when I go over the benefits of oregano. But the goal of this class is to empower you to know that there are great tools that can be right at your fingertips to reach for as a first defense. And so we're going to go over 3 cool things about essential oils. Then we're going to go over the 3 different ways to use essential oils. And then we're going to learn about how we can get these oils into our home. So I use these oils within my practice, and I'm just loving how they are marrying a lot of the things that I am learning through the Institute for Functional Medicine. So it's very common for us to look at symptoms and to go to our conventional healthcare appointments and learn how to treat those symptoms. But if we're learning how to make our bodies work well with the food we eat and the activity that we're doing and the ways we manage our stress, all of those things come together in order to create health from the inside out. And oils just so easily and in a very fun way can really help to meet all of those needs. So on that topic, I want you to think, and I want you to jot down if you have a pen and paper, what are your top 3 health concerns? So when I think about that, and we've been teaching classes for 5 years, and whether it's in person or now online, usually the answer to that is the top one is less stress. But I want you to, and we can all relate to that, right? Over the last 18 months or so, but I want you to jot down your top 3. So it can be something like less stress or less bloating or more energy or more sleep. Anything that you're thinking of that you would want either more or less of. And I want you to jot that down. So there are 3 cool things about essential oils, but everything from this point forward, we're talking about doTERRA essential oils, and you will know why as we go through these 3 different topics. So the 3 cool things are that they are safe, they're effective, and they're affordable. So let's deep dive into safety. I'm going to pull out my peppermint oil, and you can read down here what peppermint, this is just a little snapshot of what peppermint can do. But essential oils are 100% natural and safe. They are extracted from plants. So it can either be the leaf, it can be the rind of a fruit, it could be the trunk of a tree, it can be the petal of a flower. And those essential oils are the immunity of the plant. And God created plants, and doTERRA, the actual definition, is gifts of the earth. And these truly are gifts of the earth. They are 100% natural and safe. So there's no side effects and there's no addictions to these. And what's interesting is that a lot of us know, for example, oregano, a 1 drop of oregano is 50 to 70 times more powerful than its herbal counterpart. So when we look at peppermint oil, and I ask any of you who are watching, if you do have oils in your home, whether someone shared an oil with you or if you have a collection, I want you to take a drop in your hands. And when I take peppermint in my hands, 1 drop is equivalent therapeutically to 26 cups of peppermint tea. That's how much potency you'll get in just this 1 drop. And so when I always start the class myself with a drop of peppermint to energize myself, it opens up my airways. It also allows me to relieve any tension that I might have built up today when I rub it along my upper traps. So lots of different ways peppermint can relieve any nausea or any type of stomach upset. It cools the body. This is a great one I love to use with my patients, especially over the summertime when they are wearing compression garments in the heat. one drop of peppermint on the back of your neck can literally cool your whole body. So many different things you can use with just one bottle, and we don't have to worry that there's any additives to it. And what I mean by that is when I first started researching essential oils, it actually was because 3 different patients within about a 2-week period of time asked me, what can I use for lymphedema? And can essential oils be used for lymphedema? I heard that they were useful. Well, that's when I started researching it a little more. And I understood that when you look at this graph here, about 85% of the essential oils on the market today are either adulterated or contaminated. So what that means is when you look at perfume, or you look at an essential candle with an essential oil in it, or the Febreze or the plugins that have, you know, lemon or lavender essential oil, those are synthetic essential oils. A lot of essential oil products are synthetically made in a lab because they're meant to make your room smell nice. And that's the way I thought all essential oils were made. But then I learned there is also food grade, which means they're not potent enough to be used therapeutically, but they can flavor food, and they're able to be ingested. For example, I'm now thinking of vanilla extract in our cabinets that can flavor our food. And we just launched last month at convention. We have Madagascar vanilla, which is less than in dōTERRA. They are producing it, and only 1% of all Madagascar vanilla is actually pure. The rest, and it's because of the way it is made, that it's very hard to make it pure and be profitable for other companies. So it's very interesting how there are synthetic, then there are food, and then you'll see here that they're a therapeutic grade. So unfortunately, there's not really a standard. The FDA does not, they don't create a standard for essential oils. So that's where dōTERRA branched off another essential oil company and said, we need to do better. We need to do more. So they created their own standard, which is called CPTG, Certified Pure Tested Grade. And so they test every single batch of essential oils. So if you have a dōTERRA bottle, you can look at the bottom and you will see the SKU on the bottom. And you can go to this website, source2u.com, and you can plug in this number and you will see the results of the third-party test published online. So you know exactly what's in your bottle and that it is not adulterated. Adulterated means that they're either putting fillers or other synthetics. And that's why there's a big difference a big red flag is if you see essential oils on the store shelf and they're all the same price. dōTERRA essential oils range greatly from $10 a bottle to $250 a bottle. And there are many variables that go into the price of an essential oil bottle. So what I loved, knowing that I was going to bring these oils into my home as well as into my practice, I wanted the most quality, pure essential oils that were made. And that's where I landed in the dōTERRA family. So the next thing we want to talk about is how do they work? A lot of people say in the beginning, when things started working, I almost thought it was coincidence. Like, how did that work so well? And the reason they work is because whether you're using them aromatically, topically, or even internally, the essential oil constituents actually permeate the cell membrane. So our bodies are made up of trillions of cells, and they're able to pass through the membrane. Some of them even pass through the blood-brain barrier. So what they're doing is they're actually working with the cell so that the cell functions properly. They are adaptogens. So people always ask, well, what are adaptogens? So I wrote the definition down. Okay, so an essential oil that is held to increase the body's ability to resist the damaging effects of stress and promote or restore normal physiological functioning. And because these oils are from the earth, they just naturally know how to work with our bodies. And so when we look at an essential oil like On Guard, that's one of our most popular blends, especially now, because it works with our immune system. So it has a combination. When you look at a blend, It has a combination of wild orange and clove and eucalyptus and rosemary and wild orange, which all of those essential oils are highly antiviral, antiseptic, antibacterial. So I love putting a drop of this on the bottom of my feet every day to help boost my immune system. But my 12-year-old today, he woke up with a cold, and we were using On Guard in the diffuser 24 hours. We were putting it on the bottoms of his feet several times a day. So that's what's really nice. You can use it foundationally to keep your body well, but when you're not feeling so good and your immune system needs to work harder, you can use them more often. So it promotes a healthy immune function. It can relieve a sore throat. We used to use this and still can, but we use this a lot with our cleaning. There's a whole line of cleaning products for On Guard. We can make our own, or you can purchase them right off the website. But just last month, they launched a new line that they studied for the past couple years. It is a combination of 10 essential oils. It's called Abode. And with those 10 essential oils, they've been shown to kill the top 5 pathogens in the home. So what we were going over is that On Guard and Abode should be, and I have the Abode somewhere here. I love diffusing it at the office. But On Guard is for in and on your body, and Abode is in and on your home. So that we know that the Abode line is the top essential oil blend to help clean your home. And I can share those studies as well. I'm really loving that line over the past couple weeks. But On Guard is the one I grab when I know I want to keep my immune system strong. We look at how fast these oils work, and this really still is amazing to me every time I review this fun fact. But when we inhaled that essential oil a couple minutes ago, it only took 22 seconds for it to reach the brain. So using essential oils aromatically is the quickest access to our brain chemistry. It then takes 2 minutes for it to be found in the bloodstream, and then 20 minutes where it can affect every cell in the body. So highly effective when you're using real pure essential oils. And last but not least, when we look at lavender, lavender is also so versatile. It's like our Swiss Army knife. We know it for calming. It's very calming for the mind. It's calming for any skin irritations or burns. And it's one of the oils that we use as an antihistamine. So when you're looking at those season changes, lemon, lavender, and peppermint are the 3 oils that go together for our natural antihistamine. So when you look at a bottle of lavender, it costs $23 wholesale. It's a 15 milliliter bottle, and it costs $23. So that's 250 drops, which makes that 9 cents a drop. And what I really learned from going from store-bought oils to dōTERRA essential oils is you use much less because they're so potent. So for me, I may use 3 or 4 drops of an essential oil in the diffuser throughout the whole night, where when I was buying store-bought oils, when I first started, it was more like 10 drops was the recommendation. So you're not using a lot. Lemon oil is only 4 cents a drop. So you're saving not only because they're so effective at such low amounts, but you're also, for me, I used to be on antibiotics for my sons would come home with strep throat. I mean, from the time they were even 1 year old. And when we started using essential oils, my aha moment was when Cole was on all the over-counter medications for his allergies, and we just started diffusing and using that lemon, lavender, peppermint topically. And he did not have allergies since. Ironically, he's the one who woke up this morning with a cold. And so although we've had symptoms, we nip them right away, which means we have not been on antibiotics or any over-the-counter drugs in 5 years. And I still say that and kind of get chills, because that was my goal. When I heard that that could happen and other people had those responses, I absolutely wanted that for my family, because we know that the overuse of antibiotics is really detrimental to our long-term health, especially when children have antibiotics at such a young age. So that keeps me going with not spending, I'm not spending any costs with going to the doctor. The unfortunate thing in this time around is that when they have a sniffle, he has a stuffy nose, and now he's got to get tested for COVID, which he did, and he luckily was negative. But I feel empowered every day to say, well, I have these essential oils to be able to use. So our next topic is, how do we use these essential oils? So there are 3 ways that we can use it. Aromatic, which I have my portable diffuser. I'm at my office, and I don't really have a good plug to sit this on top of a shelf while I'm treating patients. So what I love is the Roam diffuser. It's a nice stone diffuser, and I can charge it overnight, and then I fill it up with what I want to diffuse throughout the day. And then I could just take it with me. And so diffusion is the easiest way to get started with essential oils. So when you use oils in a water-based diffuser, it cleans the air, it can shift your mood, it can shift other people's moods. I hope my husband isn't watching, but I have definitely used that to my advantage. If we're home and the kids and there's this like energy going on, I can put an oil in the diffuser and completely shift what the mood is in the home, which is really exciting. It also supports our respiratory system. So right now, Cole has the humidifier diffuser with On Guard and Breathe going next to his bed where he's resting. And so aromatic's just easy. I love using it in the morning. You can use it when you wake up to be energized and uplifted, and then at night to be calm and restful. I love putting my little safety features. So with aromatic, I always say start with only a few drops. I have had a few customers that have come to me after they get their kit and they put like 8 drops of lavender, and they actually state it did the opposite effect. I think their olfactory senses were overstimulated because they're just so potent. So that's a little safety tip. Just always start out with less. You can always add as you feel comfortable. But I still only use 3 to 4 drops in my diffuser at a time. And if you have pets, you can use essential oils, dōTERRA essential oils with pets. I also do a separate class for them, but the safety tip for that is just leave the door of the room open anytime you're using a new oil. And again, use few drops when you're trying a new oil so that they can leave the room. The next way we can use essential oils is topically. So there are a couple ways that we would use them topically. One is for a systemic effect. So for example, when I use On Guard on the bottoms of my feet, that is used purposely to get throughout my whole body. On an opposite note, you might use Deep Blue essential oil on a sore muscle or an achy joint. So you can use oils locally for a localized benefit, but you can also use it on the bottoms of your feet or over any of the pulse points, like your wrist, your neck, your heart, and even your spine, in order to get that systemic benefit. But there is safety when using topically. All citrus oils are photosensitive. So what that means is if you're using lemon or wild orange, you would not want to put that topically on your face or on your neck, anywhere that the sun will be exposed to. So you may choose to use, if you really like lemon or wild orange, you can put it on the bottoms of your feet, or maybe over your heart where your clothing is covering it. The other thing we want to be careful of is with children, elderly, or even people who have sensitive skin, you want to dilute. So fractionated coconut oil, you'll see that pictured here, is the most recommended because it's not greasy, it doesn't have a smell, and when it's fractionated, it doesn't smell like coconut. And it's actually naturally antibacterial. So when we use oils and we dilute them with a carrier oil, there's a benefit to that. So even if you are not young and you're not using them on your children and you don't have sensitive skin, you may choose to dilute, because when you use it, especially over like a sore muscle, uh, you're actually going to get deeper penetration and you'll actually have less that's evaporating into the air. So when you're using oils topically, I love to dilute. Most of my oils that are used topically are diluted. And you want to use the chart. So there are oils like oregano that you must dilute no matter what, because they're hot oils and they will have a D next to it. So when you get a kit or any type of essential oil purchase, you get a living magazine that has a really nice chart in the back that will tell you. In the beginning, you'll learn these and then you'll just remember lavender you can apply without dilution. And then anything that says S on it, like peppermint, you would want to dilute if you have sensitive skin, or even my children, they can't take, it's very tingly. So you want to dilute it. So those are the safety precautions with topical use. And then lastly, you want to look at internal. So internal is a really great way to support the systems of your body. I love using frankincense and copaiba in the morning, and that helps keep me grounded. It helps keep my stress levels at bay. And I just feel like it starts my day off right foundationally. Those two are really useful for a healthy cell function and just a good way to work. We'll talk about copaiba, but a good way for all of your systems to work properly. So how do we use them internally? You can use them in a glass of water, or you could put them in little veggie caps so you can make your own supplement. Or you can just put them under your tongue, which I was talking about. That's one of my morning routines. The safety feature with this is that you absolutely, if you're putting them in a glass, citrus oils are very commonly used in a glass of water. It helps cleanse all of the cells in our body, and it can flavor water in a very healthy way. And I've found that I just drink more water when I use 1 drop of wild orange or grapefruit. So if you're using that, you always want to use glass, stainless steel, or like a ceramic mug. You can put them in your teas. You never want to use them with plastic. So the Poland Spring bottles, foam cups, any to-go cups you want to avoid. And the reason is they're so potent, they're going to start to degrade that plastic, and then you will drink it. And obviously we don't want to be adding more toxins to our body. We're trying to get rid of the toxins in our body. So there are the 3 different ways that you can use essential oils. So if you just keep the ATI, you'll see this in my, when we go over all the essential oils, that's going to be the easiest way. And most people start off aromatically. So if you're new, you just put a couple drops in the diffuser and you just smell them throughout the day. And then you start to learn a little bit more and you start asking questions with your own health concerns. And then you may start using them topically and then internally. So let's go over the top 10 essential oils that are going to address 80% of your health concerns at home. We've already gone over lavender, we went over On Guard, and we went over peppermint. So let's go over some of the others. So lemon, here are your little initials. This can be used in all 3 ways. And lemon is a cleanser for the body, a cleanser for the home. One of my favorites to put in my glass of water. It's great for like a gooby gone. So if you have sticker residue, that gets it up very quickly. Really great for glass cleaner. So we can use lemon. It's also the oil of focus. So it can be diffused if you're working at the computer or kids are doing homework. It allows us to stay focused. The next one is Breathe. This was my aha oil, the one that really helped my son when I first got my kit. This is the respiratory blend. So when you see a blend, you'll see all of the different single oils that make up the blend down here. And so this one helps the lungs and the sinuses. It promotes clear breathing. I like putting a drop on my chest at night. You can use it on the bottoms of your feet. There are also some other Breathe products like a Breathe vapor stick that can be really helpful for kids at night. The next one is frankincense. We talked shortly about that. And The reason why frankincense is so amazing is it's the king of all oils, but it promotes healthy cell function. So when you think of frankincense being infused in skincare products, why is that so important? It's because it's actually helping the cells right on your skin. So frankincense, if you were kind of stranded on an island, I would want to pick frankincense because it really captures all of the different angles that you could go with health, because our cells and our cell function is the root of good health, right? So if our cells are functioning properly, then we don't get illness or symptoms. It can also be any type of tree oil promotes calm feelings or a grounding sensation. And frankincense is from the resin of the frankincense tree. So we know it's good for calming and anti-aging. Here we go for our immune system. So tea tree and oregano, these two are used all day today. I pulled them out. I don't commonly use these two. It's almost like for me, they come out when I have a problem with our immune system at home. So we use these in a steam cup for cold today. So we put a drop of oregano, a drop of tea tree, a drop of peppermint, and a drop of lemon, all in the top 10 essential oils in a steaming hot mug, and just let him slowly inhale that steam. And that helps break up all the congestion that he was having. Tea tree can also be helpful if you have any problems with like fungus. So think about, I used this when my kids were in karate. So if you have athlete's foot, it helps support the skin in that way. Under folds, or if you've had scarring. So I love using this with my mastectomy patients, or really anyone who has a scar. Sometimes it can fold over, and depending on the location, it can get wet, warm, and that's when we get a lot of skin irritation or fungal going on. So tea tree is a really great alternative to some of the synthetic prescriptions that they commonly prescribe for that. A little bit of that, it clears it up within a day. So I'm really loving that. In between toes or fingers, skin, nail health, all of those things can be really great with tea tree. And then oregano, I don't really, over 5 years, I have not used a lot of bottles of oregano. I might only be on my second bottle. And it's because it's such a powerful oil that I bring it out when we really need it, like today. But otherwise it goes back in its shelf, and I don't use it as often. But it is really powerful. It supports a healthy immune system, healthy digestion, the respiratory function. It's got powerful antioxidants when used ingested. If you use this one internally, you want to use it in a veggie cap with even a little bit of like extra virgin olive oil or an edible like coconut oil inside. Then we have our deep blue, which soothes the achy joints and muscles. It can ease head tension. I love it for women who are going through their menstrual cycle. And if you've got cramping, that one really can help relieve it very quickly. DigestZen is for our digestive system. So this one relieves upset stomach or motion sickness, and it can be used at meal times. If you're someone who is following the 80-20 rule, meaning 20% of the time you might be going out to dinner, or you might ingest something you don't normally ingest, maybe some processed foods, adding a drop of DigestZen either under your tongue or topically over your belly can help your body while you celebrate. Like I think of my DigestZen comes out on Thanksgiving Day because I usually indulge in all of the foods that we grew up with and all of those nice things. So DigestZen comes with me on that day. So those were the top 10 essential oils. And I did add, because especially over these last 18 months, the most common question I get is how can I manage my stress better? And so these are my top 4. There definitely are more. Many essential oils, because of how quickly they access the brain chemistry, can be calming. But my top 4 are Serenity, Balance, Copaiba, and Adaptive. So Serenity and Balance have been around for a while. This one is also really great for sleep. for at nighttime, rubbing a drop on the bottom of your feet. And balance is a nice combination of the florals and the trees. So this one's a really soft, uh, grounding. Well, it's the grounding blend. It's grounding, but it also has some of those sweet floral aromas. The other one is copaiba. A lot of you may know about CBD oil. Copaiba works on the same exact system in our bodies, the endocannabinoid system, but it works directly on the CB2 receptors. So what does that mean? I think of the endocannabinoid system as the GC of a project that you're doing at your home. So you might have an electrician, a plumber, a builder, but that general contractor, if he wasn't there to manage everybody, would the project come out as well? Probably not. So think of your endocannabinoid system as the general contractor to all your other systems in your body. So your respiratory system, your liver, your cardiovascular, your immune system. So by using copaiba, it allows the endocannabinoid system to do its job, which means to help all of those other different systems. It's very popular for easing pain and tension, as well as calming anxious feelings. So this is one of the other ones I use foundationally under my tongue, and is a really great tool. We've only had this one a couple of years, but the great thing about it is it's very affordable when you compare it to CBD oil, and it's not from the hemp plant, it's from the copaiba tree. So it's different. There are people who do really well with CBD. There are people who do really well with copaiba. So know that that's a very good option to start out with, especially if you're starting off with a kit. A lot of the kits will come with, or one or two of the kits come with copaiba. And then last, this is our newest line, which is the calming blend. And this one came out right before COVID. And I used all three of these all last year, every single day. You've got the oil, which has this amazing blend of single oils that was studied specifically to allow our bodies to take on stress and for us to adapt. So it's not really about trying to avoid stress. Stress can be good for us. It's how our bodies actually respond to it, and then how we manage it on an everyday basis. So I've got several bottles of Adaptive because I never want to forget it. So I've one at work, one in my car, one at home, and the aroma is so pleasant. So if you have Adaptive, I'm going to put a drop in my hands. You can use the oil to diffuse, to just smell from the bottle, or you can get the roller ball, which you can keep in your purse and just roll on your pulse points throughout the day. The other thing they came out with was a supplement. So this supplement can be used to help keep your body calm. It's got GABA in it, selenium, all the natural botanicals that help our brain function, especially when we're undergoing a lot of stress. It also has some of the essential oils, so you can take that as a capsule. I took that every day last year, and this year I have it in my medicine cabinet for when I need it. And today was the day I took it, because when I woke up, nothing was going as planned, because I had to keep the kids home. I had to get the COVID test. It was about a lot of unplanned events. So I knew I could take my Adaptive so I could stay grounded and be the strong one for my boys. And last but not least, I can't do any real class without talking about supplementation. The biggest reason, especially going through the Institute for Functional Medicine, the biggest reason we have symptoms or illness is because of our gut health. It all goes back to the gut, and we know this now. So we try to eat all the colors of the rainbow, all organic whole foods. But if you're like me, it's very hard to cook 3 home cooked meals and get all of that in. So I've really relied heavily on supplementation for the past 4 years, while I'm making those positive changes. So it's not like you should take supplementation and then go to fast food, but you should take the supplementation so that you're feeding your body what it needs on a daily basis while you're making changes within your lifestyle. So it's a combination of the multivitamin, which adds your greens. It's a combination of the essential fatty acids, omega-3, 6, and 9, as well as some of the essential oils we went over to boost immune health. And then this one's an antioxidant, and it's a natural energy blend. So this one was huge in making me realize when I started taking it that I wasn't just tired because I had kids and a practice. And when I started taking it, I realized I just wasn't eating well. So I wasn't feeding my cells properly, my mitochondria. So doTERRA is great. They actually have a 30-day what is called money back guarantee, meaning you take this for 30 days. And if you don't feel any different, you can return it and get your money back. But that's something that my whole family, even my 12-year-old is now on, and such a great addition. So let's talk about, how do you get these oils? We talked about a lot. I hope that you can think about what resonated with you within your own health concerns. And there are 3 main ways that you can purchase doTERRA essential oils. They are not sold on the shelves, and there's a reason for it, which is another reason I actually favored and enjoyed. It's because you don't just get the oils, you get the support from your wellness advocate as well as the entire doTERRA team. We really have a great community and a great connection to allow us to understand how to use these oils, and you'll always have someone like holding your hand during that. So the way we purchase is retail is the most expensive. And it's usually like in my office, if I'm using an essential oil with a patient and they haven't used oils before, they might buy a bottle of Digestin afterwards and try it out at home. But immediately I'm inviting them to a class like this, because the best way to get your oils is with a wholesale account. So it's kind of like BJ's or Costco. You purchase either a kit, or you can purchase oils a la carte, and you get 25% below the retail price. So you'll get the wholesale price. And then the third way is my favorite way. If you're really using the essential oils, and especially with the supplements, you can order oils every month, which is like a subscribe and save. You know, Amazon, how you can pay less if you subscribe to it every month. Well, the same thing with doTERRA. You can purchase like a wellness box where you can change up your oils every month, or your supplements, or your cleaning products, and you get a lot of extra perks. So you get money, you get points back between 10 to 30%, and you get all these different offers that are for people who are on the monthly program. So those are the 3 ways that you can purchase. The great thing about tonight is that any of the essential oil purchases that are from these classes, are the proceeds of all of those essential oil purchases are going to go straight to our fundraiser. And even better, doTERRA is going to match that donation dollar per dollar. So to shop, this is the website down here. This is my website. If another wellness advocate has referred you to this class, please contact them after this class and they can help you, because you do want to have the support of the person who invited you to this class. I'm not going to go over, there are lots of different kits. And the reason why doTERRA has kits is because you'll save even more when you purchase oils for the first time in a kit. So below wholesale, there are the most common combinations of oils. They have something for everyone. You're going to get, when you get a wholesale account, you'll get the 25% off of all future orders. You get the ongoing support from us and other resources. If you get a kit, you don't have to pay a membership fee. If you want oils a la carte, you have to pay $35, and then you can add whatever oils if you wanted something different than the kits. And then, of course, like I said, you have that option to choose the monthly subscribe and save. So let's turn back to that first question I had. You know, what are your top health concerns? Was it less stress? Did some of those oils that we talked about resonate with you? Was it less bloating? Maybe you wrote down Digestin. Okay, so think about those top health concerns. This is my phone number here. Please, I would love to help you kind of navigate which oils might be best for you to start off with. And then who doesn't love even more free stuff? I had to throw this one in for this class. If you order anything over 200 PV or more, PV is product value. So you will see that on the kits when I send you your email after this class. If you order 200 PV or more, you will get free deep blue rub, which is basically a bottle of deep blue already infused in a lotion. And you'll get the copaiba soft gels. This is a way to use copaiba internally where you don't need to taste it. It's already in a little soft gel that you can take internally. So those are normally $64 wholesale, and you'll get them free when you order 200 PV. And the other great thing is one of our leaders who's on the call tonight, Leah, she is in a promotion through dōTERRA called Silver Club. So because she's on our call tonight, she can offer an additional oil for free. It's called Breathe Touch. So this is a great one for the change of the seasons. We talked about Breathe, but this one is already pre-diluted with the coconut oil. So you can roll it on topically, whether it's your children, you have sensitive skin, this is safe for all. And this is free with any enrollment of 100 PV or more. So with this, it needs to be within the 3 days after the class, but because we're hitting a weekend, before Monday night is when this offer will expire. So if you're interested in getting the free Breathe, please reach out to either me or Leah so that we can get you that code. So you'll check out with a specific code and it'll put you right into, it'll put it right in the cart for you. So I just wanted to thank everyone for listening, for watching. This was posted. I wanted to show you how much we've raised already. And this was Monday. We actually have a little bit more when I checked this morning. But Dr. Cherie and I would really love to meet our target of $10,600 by the end of November. So please share this with your friends and family. If you already have oils and you'd like to make a donation, we would love any amount towards our goal. And I will also be including that in the email where you can just go to this page and directly donate. It's amazing that something I've been involved in over the past 5 years is now all coming together and connecting with my other passion, my main passion, which is treating patients with lymphedema. And I'm loving that they're going to be able to give back to 200 men and women who are unable to afford compression garments, as well as Dr. Cherie and I are going to be getting the information out to help people get diagnosed properly and how we can prevent cancer-related lymphedema. So this has been possible, but we need to educate clinicians and patients alike. So we really highly recommend that you share this with as many people as you can so that we can meet our goal. We also have some more classes coming up. So this will be attached to your email as well, where you can just use this little QR code and you can scan that over with your camera on your phone and you can register for any of these additional classes. So I want to thank you for attending this Intro to Essential Oils class. I'm going to stop my share here. And I'm going to ask for all of you to look at your email tonight, look at the different enrollment kits, look at your top health concerns, and reach out and see which oils would fit best in your lifestyle. Thank you so much for watching.